Hello everyone, Sidster here. I know it's been a while, and sorry to have taken so long in doing this. Today we are doing Cutter's Cry. This is a quest that can be taken on in Ul'dah. This gentleman here is the quest giver. And we're going to be joined today by Marianne, Melody, and the Tempests, Rosemine and Emily. And here we have Emily and Rosemine Tempest. So this dungeon is going to be kind of unique. We have some mistakes that happen, and I'm going to go over some of those mistakes as we go through this dungeon. And here we go. Right into Cutter's Cry. Now, this dungeon's final boss is a royal nuisance. Sorry about that. That's the best I could say about it. In any case, we're moving along. Now, I have decided to go as a summoner. The first of the DPS classes that are available. There's quite a few. Now, this class has gone through some major upgrades since it originally was released 10 years ago. And it has made this class very enjoyable to play. This class you get very addicted to now. It's one of the lower end DPS classes. And those of you who are new, DPS stands for damage per second. And what's significant about that is the fact that when the tanks are taking on the aggro and the healers are healing, you are putting in as much damage as possible. Now, this, like I said, this is the low end of DPSs and of the magical ranged. And the reason why is because it doesn't put in as much damage as, say, Black Mage or Red Mage. However, since they've upgraded it, I'd want to say it's almost on par with Red Mage, if I do say so myself. I did enjoy doing this summoning class. Now, tanks, just so that you know, when we go through here, this is a very confusing dungeon. Do not be upset with DPSs or healers who know the way better than you and move ahead to show you which way to go. This is a very annoying dungeon, and DPSs and tanks, healers, there is what's known as sifting sand that appears underneath you as you go through this dungeon. Pay very close attention to that because you can take a lot of damage. The sifting sand will come up and hit you like a geyser of sand, and it will do damage. So be very careful where you're standing. If you are a caster, be far away so that you don't accidentally get hit. Now, we're in here. The tank, I do believe, is Emily, and Rosemine is the healer. Now, Rosemine is a very good healer, actually, but she is not done it in a while, so she was a little rusty on this one. So you're going to see a few deaths, and I'm going to go over why those occurred. Emily, however, has kept up very well with tanking, so he knows exactly what he's doing. And the only thing he wasn't prepared for was that she was rusty. So we'll see how it goes from there. And of course the DPS were doing everything they could to keep up. Now, summoners are very good at doing a lot of damage, and they also do very good at shielding. There is several abilities that make it where you can shield yourself to help the healers out. So keep that in mind when you are playing the summoner. If you know something's about to hit, make sure you shield. That way it helps the summoner out. Sorry, healer out. Now here's the first boss. Now, they haven't changed the mechanics on this. However, given how powerful people have gotten over the years, the original mechanic no longer applies. You will fight this boss until I'd say you get about a little more than halfway down his life, and she will summon in a bunch more little ants. Now in the original, the healer would have to get their aggro and kite them around the arena, meaning he or she would grab their aggro and run around, keeping them away from the tank and away from everyone else, while the DPS went around and beat the crap out of the queen or the big ant, whichever way you want to look at it. Nowadays, you don't even have to worry about that, because by the time she starts summoning them in, you've pretty much gotten her dead. So, it doesn't matter. Now, this next part of the dungeon. Now, tanks, I know there's a straight line and you can avoid all these monsters. However, again, experience. Be nice to those around you. Let them gain the experience. I mean, come on, you see sprouts. If you see sprouts, realize these people may or may not need the experience. Now here is where trouble is going to come our way, if I do remember correctly. Because Emily is moving forward and Rosemine does not realize which direction she is going. So for some reason, I'm going to go over here and grab this little guy. We're going to come around here. Emily missed one. And as I come back around this corner, and this is where I did dumb, by not standing over here and doing the damage that I needed to do, everyone got confused and got turned around. This slows down healing, slows down DPSing, and not necessarily the smartest move on my part. Now at this point, in most cases, healers do actually do damage. At this point, because Rosemine was so rusty, she went into full healer mode, which means no doing excess damage, no other things other than keeping the tank alive. And I thought that was the section that we died on. My guess is it's going to be the next section. It's been a while. Like my computer died and I haven't been able to do another video until recently, since we now upgraded an old computer. And this one's been sitting on a flash drive for months and I haven't had a chance to cut it and do anything with it. So I'm forgetting exactly where our death occurred. So my bad, peeps, if you wonder what's going on. Now, as you notice, down goes Emily, and Rosemine is a little over confused and not able to get Emily back up. Nice thing about summoners, other than dying, is summoners, much like red mages, can help in that aspect by quick, swift cast and raise. We do have what's known as Ascension. Now we go through another death here. Due to the fact that we came back and it didn't want to work. So this is attempt number 3. Hopefully all goes well. Again, this is just Rosemine being a little rusty and Emily not realizing that and just keeping on going. Now, at this point, we were all on voice chat, so I'm hoping actually to start doing these as live streams and then editing them for YouTube. But I plan on doing these live streams so that you can hear not only my voice, but my teammates' voices, because during some of this, it's actually very hilarious. Even though we all die and get frustrated, we all did quite well, and it was quite enjoyable. And we're laughing at each other's mistakes and boo-boos, and, you know, these things happen. And, of course, my cursor is wanting to constantly target the stupid shifting sand. Those are the portals you go through to get to each section of the dungeon. And of course, Emily here is wanting to make sure that we have gotten all of the monsters that we can possibly get. If you'll notice, up at the top of the screen, we have the little indicator that we have on the company action heat of battle. Again, another reason to get as much experience as possible is that increases the amount of experience received against the from the monsters. Now this next boss, this one's a fun one. Oh wait, sorry, no, it's not fun. This one, healers hate. And the reason why is because this monster will randomly throw sludge on different characters. It targets a random player and drops sludge on them, which is a damage over time ability that they dump on a random player. So not only does it do damage, but it also does over time. Now, throughout the battle, it will go under the sand, and I don't know if any of you have watched the movies Tremors. It will go under the ground and come up and attack you. So if you're out of range, if you're all the way at the outer edges of the arena, you will avoid getting hit by that. Now, yep, see, there he goes. Now watch out, you go away from the center. If I can get my camera to do what I want it to do. See? And if you were there when he came up out of the sand, you were dead. And there, see, sludge. And that'll sit on me and do damage until such time as the healer insunas it away. Or until the timer goes off. And she just insuned it, so we're good. Now, this is the last section of the dungeon. Again, tanks. If you're confused and a DPS or a healer knows where they're going, don't be frustrated with them that they went ahead. They're just trying to show you the way. This part of the dungeon is so confusing. Even I get lost, and I've been playing this game for 10 years. So if I get lost going through here, and I have done this dungeon like at least 100 times, then, you know, it's obvious that these can actually get you very confused. Now, Emily at this point is not lost. She is going through and grabbing all the monsters from different areas. Again, tanks experience for those of us who are new. And now that I know that we've got Xbox players, hello Xbox players, if any of you are watching, are joining the group. Some of these people are very serious about their gaming. Those of you who are, keep in mind, this game has been going for 10 years, and we have gotten into very, probably bad habits of being very casual about playing our games. So, you serious players that are now joining us, be patient. And remember, this is not real life. It's a game. Have fun. That's what people are playing it for. Now, I marked Emily here so that people didn't get lost. Makes it easy to find her. And I don't know if anybody who realizes what I marked her with was target to ignore. But anyway, we did that because some of us were not being able to keep up and being able to find him anywhere in there. So I marked Emily so that we didn't have a problem. Now this is the final group of monsters before the final boss. Fairly simple. You take them out and we'll reach the final boss, which again, I'm going to emphasize for those of you who have difficulties with this dungeon, this final boss is a pain. Healers and tanks, pay very close attention because the situation is if you die, everybody dies. That's just the end of it. So, here we go. The final boss in Cutter's Cry is a chimera. Oh, yeah, there he is. Now, most people say, oh, if his eye, read what it says. If his eyes glow this or his eyes glow that. I've never been able to see that. I just look at his ability bar when it starts to go off. He has Dragon's Breath. Dragon's breath is electrical. Okay, and Ram's breath is ice. Now, in those cases, those aren't anything. Those are for the tank. But if you hear Dragon's voice, if you see Dragon's voice at the top, get in. He does an electrical AoE throughout the entire arena except for a circle around him in his hitbox. If you see Ram's voice, get out. It will do severe damage to you. And healers can't always keep up with the damage done to the tank as well as the DPS. So please, DPS, pay very close attention. Healers, pay close attention. Now, these lovely little balls that you see pop out everywhere, if you get the little target thing on you, take it as far away as possible. They do split off lots of electricity and can do a lot of damage. There we go again. Ram's voice, get out. The others are basically just AoEs. However, make sure wherever you put them, you can get away or that other people can get away because that stays there. It doesn't go away. And here we go. I do limit break. Crap, that didn't do enough. But here I am targeted. It shows you right here. See the little ball? It was coming at me. And that's the end of Cutter's Cry. I hope this was informative. If there was something I missed or something you would like to know more about, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And of course, Emily has decided to celebrate with a mug of ale.